Well, let me ask you, you know, I can't let you go without telling me your favorite all-time Rick Pitino story. You have to share something from the vault. You could be at like a Christmas party, I don't care where, but somebody says, "Hey Russ, what is your all-time favorite Rick Pitino story?" What would you tell them?
All right. Well, you know what it is? I gotta mix it up because I, I may have ran this not the same story, but like I'm gonna give you I'm gonna try and give you a good one. I don't think I don't think I've told anyone this. Not so much a story, but it just goes to show like, our relationship. And I think we were coming back from the final four, might have been or just made the final four playing against Kentucky. I don't know. And it was one of those plane rides, or may have been our championship run. But we were on the plane, and everybody was celebrating and stuff. And shit, I went sat down next to him. He had a vodka tonic, and I had a drink with Coach P on the plane. I got a little sip of it. Had a sip of his vodka tonic. Ran back to my seat. And like it's unheard for like not looking back on it now. It's so innocent. I mean, I'm 22 years old, 21 years old, but shit, man, like to be able to steal a drink from Rick Pitino on the plane as my coach after coming back from making the Final Four. That was a happy moment for me, and that just meant that I was doing something right, and our relationship was like that. But it's so many stories, Jeff. Like I mean, there's one in practice where I walked into individuals and he uh he kicked me. What did he kicked me out at 7 in the morning, and then he called me back up after individuals and was like, "Why do you come in, tired? Like why do you come in tired, lethargic?" And I tell him, "I'm already a good one-on-one player. Like I think this is a waste of my time. I'd rather be in bed. I'd rather be in bed.
Oh
We're playing
no.
one-on-one. We're playing one-on-one against the managers. Like
Oh no,
I'm gonna, and
Russ.
it's 7 in the morning, and yeah, that didn't go too well. Then he made it. Then I had to wake up at 6 in the morning. So
Mm.
I I don't know. It was funny, but at the time it was rough. But our our relationship was very it was full of surprises.
Mhm. Well, it's funny you mentioned the plane story because just today I was talking with someone about how Luke Hancock would say that and has said a few times, like the scariest thing that would happen is when you were flying back from a loss on the road and you would have to go sit in the row with Patino, but you couldn't sit next to him because his
Yeah,
suit was draped on the seat. So you had to sit across the aisle from him, and so you could
yeah.
hear him screaming at you from across. So the fact that you're able to go sit back there and have a drink with him after probably being yelled at many times in the back of the plane is a pretty stark change in your lifestyle.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't say he gave it to me, but I definitely stole it. I went back there and see because he was laughing. He was laughing at something, and I think Ralph or Dre was there, and I mean times were good. Everybody was happy, so I went back there to check up on him, and he was enjoying himself, and I wanted to enjoy myself, and then I went back to my seat. But yeah, I've been on the bad end of that plane ride many times, and the bus ride. I forgot where we were. I think we were coming from West Virginia or something, and I was on the bus with him, and I was in the front with him for an hour and a half, and it turned into him yelling at me, you know, get digging into me, and then, but I always like to not tell my side of the story, but as a coach, he was very interested in what I had to say, so he would ask me, he's like, so what were you thinking here? What was going through your head? And I would explain it to him, thought out, and he would judge, be the deciding factor on if I had every right to do that. So it was a game when we played Notre Dame, right? And I reached for the ball. Not that game. We know that game, the 6 overtime game. The other Notre Dame game. He probably thought I was shaving points. The other Notre Dame game, I reached for the ball, went for a steal, and Eric Atkins, that's still my brother. I think he's a coach somewhere now. He hit a shot, and that was the deciding factor. But I reached for the ball and tried to take it, and he gets me up at 6:30 in the morning. Like, he sends McGee to my room. I go to practice. I go to the facility. I'm in my Cookie Monster pajamas, and I have some slippers. And I'm like, why are you waking me up? Or it might have been Memphis. I don't know. And he's like, what were you thinking here? So for an hour, I have to explain to him that I run and jump with me and Peyton run and jump together. So I ran and jumped, and he made a good move. Nobody was there. You know what? It wasn't Notre Dame. It was Memphis. It was Memphis.
Okay.
And I ran and jumped, and I thought Chris Jones was going to be there to, do what me and Peyton do. He spins. You're supposed to be there. I run to my man, and he yelled a little bit, but he couldn't really be mad. I think with Coach, he just needs to hear something that can make him rest easy. He doesn't want to hear any BS.
Well, at least he leveled with you. That sounds like it was at least a productive conversation nonetheless. So that's good.
Yeah, it took a while to do that. And before, I never was able to get anything off my chest. It was always, no, you're stupid. You don't play defense. You're dumb. And after a while, when I led the country in steals, playing 15 minutes a game, he started hearing my side of the story a little bit more.